a small confession to make. I am completely guilty of not consuming nearly enough of what you would normally bring in one of these when you go for a bike ride. What? This water. I'm talking about water. Now, part of that comes from riding a track bike as a road bike every so often. Obviously, there is zero provisions on this bike whatsoever for putting a water bottle on there. So what I've normally resorted to is throwing on a cycling specific jacket, like my jacket from Lastig, that has back pockets, and you toss the bottle in here. But lately, as you know, I've kind of been riding around in stuff like this a lot more often than very cycling specific gear like that. That excuse loses a little bit of its credibility when you look at some of the bikes like this one that definitely has a spot to put a bottle on, these ones that actually do have bottle cages on, or this bike that never will see a bottle go on it. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Specifically for this moment, the worst culprit for no hydration station is the Cinelli Vigorelli. I'm kind of just looking for an excuse to make a homemade caddy bag for this bike. I don't put a whole lot of faith in the fact that actually having it there is going to increase my H2O intake, but it gives me an excuse to actually make something. So this was something I actually wanted to do a little while back, but I forgot about the thing I wanted to do until Angela decided that this room would be better suited as my office space and indoor in the house area than taking over the entire house with bikes and tools. And in moving everything around, I was reminded of the cool Thomson stem bag that I got from Andrew Lesperance and all my other sewing supplies. And with this Thomson stem bag, I'm gonna put together my own archaic caddy bag to carry a bottle on the Cinelli. So, you usually throw on here like this or this. I think it makes the most sense for the stems to be outward, the Thomson to be in. So in the office move where I had a bunch of stuff in what is now the gym next door to this room, everything migrated into this space. If it's not in the shed, it should be in here. And the sewing machine definitely doesn't go in the shed. That might be a little tight, but for what we've got here, it'll do. I'll just have to make a point to not get hurt while putting a bottle in here. I do have a couple things in mind for how I want to do this. Now, I'm gonna probably just run a strap around here all the way, kind of like the Kai Venture bag, and just zip it on a couple times. That way I have a spot to put keys and a couple spots where it can be attached to, and if I decide that I want to turn it around and have the Thomson logo sticking out, which I will never do, I could. But one other thing I want to do is add an extra loop on top of the loops that I'm going to have here so that I can actually wear this on a belt. Maybe it needs to be like this. But anyway, so right now I'm just kind of opening the entire thing. I wasn't... Moment of truth, if you know anything about sewing, you do most of your stuff inside out, so you just kind of... Alright, there's the belt loop there. And here we have a bunch of different loops for putting it on the bike. Let's give it a try. First and foremost, gotta know if the belt loop is gonna work. That's a win. And for on the bike, I've got these Velcro straps that will go around, are now built in little loops here. Okay. Of course, here I am excited that this is on now without having actually tested to see if a bottle will fit. Okay, parcels successfully delivered. Currently, no thanks to the new snack caddy bottle holder, which makes sense. The post office is like 2 kilometers away, but we still need to try. Comes out with one hand and no hands on the handlebar while recording, but I have my doubts that it'll go back in quite as easy. We'll report back. Okay, in conclusion, with a little bit of practice, you can get it in there with like a little bit of a fight. My recommendation is to not make your own Thomson bag caddy bag, because of course you have to buy a Thomson part to do that. And Thomson parts are expensive, and you can get these bags for much less than that. And thus concludes the solution to my lack of water consumption problem.